We are now calling the police.
Why are you showing up at my home?
Calgary's Mayor Jyoti Gondek says she's going to do more than just weaponize anti-harassment bylaws to persecute people for protesting the overt sexualization of little children. Gondek's going to make new anti-free speech laws. Today, I'll show you what she said and what we are going to do about it, but we need your help. That man right there is Pastor Derek Reimer. He's a pastor for Mission 7 Ministries in Calgary. He works largely with the vulnerable people in the downtown core. If he were on the left, he would be celebrated. Now, I should tell you as a disclaimer, he was client number 2 of the Democracy Fund's Fight the Fines initiative after he got in trouble for ministering to the homeless, what the city of Calgary called an illegal public gathering during the time of COVID. Reimer is a bit of a renegade. He's a bit of an ungovernable when it comes to taking a moral stance in the face of government tyranny or when he sees something is wrong. Reimer has been protesting all ages drag show events. He's against the overt sexualization of children and exposing little ones to adult cross-dressing burlesque events. It seems really crazy when you say it that way. And the event you saw at the beginning of this video is Reimer being physically tossed out of a Drag Queen Story Hour event being held at Calgary Seton Library. You can see clearly that Reimer is being arguably assaulted, manhandled by drag show proponents, and then tossed to the ground. And yet, on Wednesday morning, it was Reimer who is charged with mischief and causing a disturbance for his protest. Look at this.
I'm not. I'm just voice memo. Okay. We don't have our rights to cameras active. We are now calling the police. We have the police coming, so it is your choice to leave or deal with the police.
Very abusive in there.
We are going
For
to.
love is love.
Hey,
Love
guys.
is like very hateful, very abusive.
Why are you disrupting the program?
Because it's wicked. It's
Okay. As a parent of kids in there, you need to get out.
Why are you so
We need to talk about what happened on the weekend at Seton, right?
Why do we need to talk about it?
Because you're going to be arrested for it and charged.
Okay.
So we can go deal with it this morning, or I can just put warrants out for you.
Charged with what?
Mischief and causing a disturbance.
Okay, let me get dressed.
Hello, Matt speaking.
Hi, Matt. This is Derek Reimer calling. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I was just wondering where things were at.
Where things are at, Derek, is there are 2 warrants to arrest active right now, so
Okay.
that's up to you if you want to turn yourself in or not.
Okay. Good to know. Hey, I appreciate that.
Sorry?
I said good to know. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. God bless.
Now, in the time since I wrote and recorded this video, and now, Pastor Derek Reimer has been arrested at his home and charged with 1 count of mischief and 1 count of causing a disturbance. Take a look at this.
Hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm gonna put you under arrest for outstanding warrant. I'm doing everything.
And 270 is in custody.
Is there a reason you're blocking me from using the sidewalk?
Obstruction, they're working here.
I'm not going to obstruct them. Don't worry, I'm not going to run.
I'm not worried about you. We're just going to stay out of their workspace.
You mind if I ask you what he's being arrested for?
Are you going to provide your identification?
Pardon?
Will you provide your ID?
It's for you to answer the question.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is he being arrested?
Yes, warrants.
Warrants out for his arrest? Multiple, so that's 2, I believe?
I don't know.
Okay, do you know what the warrants are for? Wow. Am I allowed to continue on the sidewalk as this lady is walking on the sidewalk? It doesn't look like she's
sure, go right
disrupting.
ahead.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to go to that sidewalk across the street. Is that okay? Thank you. Can I just ask, if people want to help you, where do they go?
They can go and contact Rebel. They're providing me with a lawyer. This is what happens when we go against the drag.
You can learn more about what Calgary Mayor Jyoti Gondek is trying to do and how you can get involved in the fight back at fightcensorshipfines.com, but I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. Gondek wants to use Calgary's already unconstitutional harassment bylaws to target people who are protesting drag queen story hours. As you can see, the people protesting drag queen story hours are not the ones getting violent. In fact, it's the pro-drag queen people who are the ones getting handsy. But Gondek wants to make it a crime to protest things Gondek agrees with in Calgary. She wants to label opposition to her pet causes as harassment under the bylaw. But here's the thing. Harassment is a real crime in Canada with very defined guardrails in the criminal code. Harassment has to be targeted, and it has to be a pattern like stalking or harassing phone calls and unwanted contact. It's not protesting government decisions about the use and allocations of publicly funded facilities like libraries. And the left, they protest all the time in Calgary. They'll even protest private businesses wherein the owners hold opinions that the left disagrees with, like the left is planning to do with Paul's Pizza in Airdrie just up the road from Calgary. The left isn't against protesting. They're against protesting things that they disagree with. I told you about the plan to fight these anti-free speech fines in partnership with the registered Canadian charity, the Democracy Fund. You see, Gondek wants to give people a $400 fine for disagreeing with her. Now, protesting peacefully is a right in this country. Now, some people may have forgotten that in the last 3 years, but the feds have not rewritten the Charter of Rights and Freedoms quite yet. Now, it would seem as though not enough people are being punished for holding viewpoints divergent to Jyoti Gondek. So instead of using the existing anti-harassment bylaw to persecute her political enemies, Gondek wants to write more unconstitutional bylaws to punish Calgarians for exercising their free speech. And she announced the plans in a bizarre Twitter tirade, as these people tend to do, which I'll show you right now. I'll be unpacking all the reasons why enforcement teams and the Crown feel the street harassment bylaw and other existing bylaws/legislation are not strong enough to charge demonstrators who spread vile lies and hatred in public. Then I'll be pushing for more, no more excuses. Asking me to be patient and saying we got this didn't work. We have performers being targeted for weeks and now vitriol in front of children at the library. These are not peaceful protests. No, they're not. The pro-drag people are the ones shoving people to the ground. This is hate, the kind of hate we rallied against for so long. It's back and it's worse. Why is this worse? Because we are pretending we can't take action against it. Consider those who marched in real protests and died in the mission for real freedom. Freedom for people to be who they are. Did they fight for us now to be complacent? Action must be taken. I will be posting more on what I uncover about the weakness of our existing bylaws and legislation. I'll let you know what we can do to demand better. It starts with me. I hold the greatest responsibility for this city to be a place of inclusion. More to come. So as I said in my last video, but I'll say it again, Gondek, if you want to punish people for expressing free speech in Calgary with a $400 fine, okay, fine, good luck to you, but sister, let's rumble. She can use the current anti-harassment bylaw, which is unconstitutional, or she can write another one. But it is my promise that we will help people fight these censorship fines through incredible legal help at no cost to them. All they have to do, if they get one of these fines or tickets, is go to fightcensorshipfines.com, fill out the intake form, and wait to be connected with a really great lawyer. And if you want to help us fight Gondek's censorship fines by helping those who've received one of them, until Gondek learns that Calgarians have a right to disagree with her and she's not the dictator of Cowtown, you can make a tax-deductible donation at fightcensorshipfines.com. Fighting for free speech isn't free, but I think it's worth it. And if we teach Jyoti Gondek a lesson, maybe some of the other big city progressive mayors in this country might learn something and rethink their own plans to censor their citizens too. And as for Pastor Derek, stay tuned. We are covering his story from start to finish. You don't want to miss it. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. If you want to help us help people who are caught up in Jyoti Gondek's oppressive censorship bylaw system in Calgary, please go to fightcensorshipfines.com, where all donations qualify for a charitable tax receipt. And if you are one of the people who is having their free speech infringed upon by Jyoti Gondek's unconstitutional censorship fines, fill out the form at fightcensorshipfines.com.